Hi everyone, welcome to our penultimate Starshine Yoga and Mindfulness online session. So we have 2 sessions left before we break for the summer holidays. So we're going to be working really hard on some new poses this week. The only things you need for our session are a ping pong ball or something similar, something that's light enough to roll along the mat or the floor with your breath. So maybe a marble or a different type of light ball. And you'll also need, for the end of our session, we're going to be doing some mindfulness. You'll just need a pen and a piece of paper. So when you're ready, come on down to your mat or the floor with your ping pong ball. And if there is somebody in the room with you, I want you to play that ping pong football, where you're blowing the ball back and forth with your breath to each other. You're passing the ball with your breath. So one of you at one end and one of you at the other end of your mat. If you're doing your yoga solo today, like I am, I want you to work at one end of your mat and see how far you can push the ball with your yoga breath. Seeing if you can get it a little bit further each time, okay? So when you're ready, you can start either with your partner or on your own. Either option is great, as long as you're using your big yoga breath. Remember to get down nice and low behind the ball. Okay, I want to get it a little bit further than that. So bigger breath for me. Oh, I still think I could get it further. So you might want to go onto your stomachs. That's better. Keep going. Okay, you've got 1 more minute. Okay, last one. Make this your biggest breath. Good, excellent. Well done, guys. Okay, so you can pop your ping pong ball or your object to the side, and then I'd like you to come up into that stick pose, because we're going to start warming up our bodies with our sun sequence. And we're going to play that game, What's Missing? So I'm going to miss out one of the moves from sun sequence. I want you to miss it out with me, but I want you to shout at your screen what you think the missed pose was. Okay. So, starting in that stick position. Stick. Hands. Reach for the sun. Elephant. Dog. Cobra. Dog. Proud horse. Elephant. Reach to the sun. Hands. Stick. Good job. Okay. What was that yoga pose that I missed out? Good. Hopefully you shouted out proud horse. I didn't do the first proud horse on the way down. Fantastic job, well done guys. Okay, so ready for this week's poses. Some of them you might know, some of them might be new to you. So the first pose I'd like you to have a go at is slide pose. So have a think if you remember doing slide pose before. Good, so slide pose, we come into a sitting position, a seated position, and we're pushing up our bodies, resting on our hands and our heels. Try not to let those hips and bottoms drop. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good job, excellent. Okay, the next pose I'd like you to have a go at is called child's pose. Child's pose, so have a think. Do you know what child's pose looks like? For child's pose, we're on our knees and we're reaching our arms forward and tucking our heads and our foreheads in towards our knees and resting here. A nice relaxing pose, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Okay, the next pose we're going to move into is called chair pose. So for chair pose, we're imagining that we're sitting on an imaginary chair. Okay, so we're going to bring our legs together, we're going to bring our arms out in front of us, and we're going to sit back and imagine that we're squatting and sitting on an imaginary chair. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. So you should be feeling now your leg muscles, your quads, your hamstrings really starting to work when we do chair pose. And a challenge that I have for you at home over the next week, I'd like you to have a go at chair pose against the wall, and I want you to see if you can time yourself how long you can sit in chair pose here. You can rest your hands on your knees. How long can you rest in chair pose against the wall for? How long will your leg muscles hold you in this position? I'd love to see some photos. I'd love to for you to send your time in. I'm going to see if I can hold it for 20, 19, 18. See if you can join me at home. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. My legs are starting to really burn. My muscles are screaming at me. 10, 9, 8. Thinking of that yoga breath. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whew. My leg quad muscles are on fire, they are burning. See if you can have a go at that chair pose against the wall at home this week and send me in your times. Okay, our next pose, another challenging one, is swan pose. So we're coming on to stomachs. We need to grab, you need to find your feet, and then you're going to push yourself up and hold it here for 5, 4, lifting chest, lifting legs, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whew. Well done guys, some really challenging poses today. Okay, turn over onto your backs, because now we're going to do something called fish pose. Okay, fish pose. Now fish pose, we're lifting our heads off the mat, and what we're going to do is look behind us and see if we can bring our lower backs off the mat. Good, so taking care not to hurt your neck when you come into fish pose. I'll show you that one again. So we lift our heads, we turn them to look at the back of the room, and we lift off the bottom half of our backs and our shoulders. Good. 5, 4, point those toes, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good work. Okay, now the last pose I want you to have a go at, and I'd love to see some photos of this pose, is that Starshine Yoga star pose we talked about at the end of last week's session. So this is the one, a bit like side plank, where we're coming onto the side, we're trying to make our bodies look like a star resting on its side. So we're going to push our bodies up, bring our arms up, and we're going to lift that top leg. Good. See if we can hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Good job. Excellent. Let's try the other side. Because you might have one side that finds it easier than the other side. Good. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. I definitely find it easier on my other side, on my right side. Okay, good job guys, well done. So time for our game. This week we're playing mats. So you're moving around the room to the music, dancing or moving however you like, no one can see you because you're at home. When the music stops, I'm going to shout mats and one of our poses. Okay, so it might be chair, slide, child's pose, swan, fish, or that Starshine Yoga star pose. Okay, so when you're ready, make sure you've got plenty of space for you to move around to the music, listening to the music until I call mats. Ready? Mats! Fish! Fish pose. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Well done guys. Listen out for that music, ready? Mats. Child's pose. Three, 2, 1, and relax. Good. This time, while the music plays, I want you to go jog around your room with your heel flicks, heels touching your hands. Ready for the music? Get that heartbeat racing, feel your body getting warmer. Mats. I'd like you to do chair. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent. This time, while you listen to the music, I want you to go side step round the room. Ready? Mats. Swan. Grab those feet. Lifting up. Good. Holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Whoo. Good job. Okay, back to dancing. Ready for the music? Mats, slide. Good, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, this time while the music plays, I want you just to do a normal jog. Can you change it to a skip with high knees? See how high you can get those knees? Should be feeling really warm now. Mats. Starshine Yoga. Good, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Whew. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really hot. A little bit sweaty. You might want to pause me now while you go and get some water, just to hydrate yourself. Okay, so moving on to our relaxation this week. And before we do move on to our relaxation, it is really important, remember when we've talked about mindful eating, it's the same with drinking. It's really important that you keep hydrated throughout the day, otherwise you do start to flag and your well-being will drop. You might get a headache if you're dehydrated. So making sure, especially in the summer in the hot weather and when you're doing physical activity like yoga, that you are keeping yourself hydrated, water or another drink. Okay, so you need to grab your paper and pen because we're going to do our mindfulness activity, our gratitude activity. We're going to do some journaling, some gratitude journaling. Remember I talked about having a journal, writing down your thoughts in your journal. We're going to come down to our mats and like we have before, we're going to make a list. I want you to make a list, and this is a private list, you don't need to share with anyone. But I want you to make a list of things that you feel grateful for, that you feel thankful for having in your life at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to be making a list, listening to that relaxing music, thinking about your breath now, slowing down, and thinking about all those things that you feel really grateful for. Okay, you can keep going, but I'm just going to share with you some of the things that I have written on my gratitude list that I'm grateful for. So I've written that I'm grateful that I can now start to see my family and friends in small groups. That's been really lovely. I'm grateful for the sunshine. I love it when we have warm weather and the sun shining. It makes me feel happier, it makes me feel better. I'm grateful for my garden. The garden for me at the moment is like another room in the house. I spend a lot of time out there. I love being in the garden in the fresh air. I'm grateful that we have water, running water to drink, and I've put linked to that having a paddling pool to be able to cool off in this hot water and having water to fill it up. I'm grateful for things starting to reopen. Last week I took my daughter to the zoo for the first time, so that was really special. So I'm really grateful that we're now able to be able to do things like that. I'm grateful for those key workers that keep our shops open, our transport running, our schools open, our hospitals, our takeaways. We've been having some takeaways during lockdown. That's been a nice treat. So I'm grateful for those people going into work to do those jobs. So those are just some of the things that I've written down that I'm grateful for. Maybe it's the same, some of those things are the same as what you have on your list. Maybe you've got some different ones too. But remember, it's really worthwhile and it's a really positive activity to spend some time being mindful and present and reminding ourselves of all of those positive, good things that we have at the moment. Okay, I'm going to finish with a namaste. And a big thank you for joining me this week. I hope you've enjoyed our session. Keep sending me those pictures, especially for your squat challenge on the wall and your Starshine Yoga star poses. And I look forward to you joining me next week for our last session before the summer holidays. Take care everyone. Bye bye.